Hi people, I couldn't find nothing on this. This is a 1990-ish RT, r1100rt BMW motorcycle, and the brake lever, you'd pull the brake lever down and she would just stick. So I tried to get some out at the bottom of the pistons, undone the nipples, cleaned all them up. Now I didn't want to know. So put it down to this thing. Now sometimes it can be the Allen key in here. There's a nasty little plastic cover that sits over here, so you can't see, but there's an Allen key that goes in here, which is the lever. That can sometimes stick. Now, I freed this one up. When I took it apart, there was nothing but horrible crystallised shite in there. And nothing, I wiped it all out. I could not get fluid to come out the bottom of here. Just not drop. Now, obviously the piston inside was seized. And yeah, it was all covered in this horrible crystallized stuff. Now what I did, you really need an airline, or take it with someone who's got an airline. What I did was I put a tiny bit, I put boiling water all over it, washed it completely in boiling water, and then gave it a few little taps along here, the outer side of that cylinder, with a little tiny tapper. But I also put a little bit of fluid into the actual chamber, because I could get it to move a little bit with the air. So I wanted really to push out the whole thing. So if you watch, I've just filled that. There's a bubble, there's a bubble, there's a bubble, and if there's bubbles coming up, it means it's going in. As you can see, it's getting lower and lower and lower. Now when I get this, you could see the cylinder on the inside of there, and it was moving about 1/2 mil, and that was by putting the airline on there and trying to force it back out. And it would move a tiny bit, so then I'd lever it back in, blow it again, lever again, blow it again. I just put a normal rubber washer from a tap on the end of there to make the seal, and I could just get it to move a tiny bit, a tiny bit, a tiny bit. So I washed it again in hot water to get some more crystals out of it, and then I ended up, like I just did, put a tiny little bit of fluid in there, and then just squeezed it down, and then blew it back out. Squeezed it down, blew it back out. As you can see, it's actually squirting back out at me now, and returning. So instead of stripping it out, now there's a grub screw here that obviously holds the cylinder in. I tried to blow the cylinder out and then clean it all up, but I could not get the cylinder out. But to be honest, it's returning to where it should be. So obviously grease up this one. This could just be the issue here. So grease up this one, and to get this off, undo the end, take your cables off. There's two little flat-headed screws, where is it, for the sensor in there. One of them snapped off. But there's two little screws in for the sensor there. You've also got the cable, throttle cable, where is it, in there to take out. So you've got the throttle cable in there to take out. And then what you could do is, you've got the big arms that come up. I undid the 4 bolts on the arm, took the arm off, and that gives you enough room to slide that off. And then you can get it on the bench and do whatever you want with it. Yeah, a little bit annoyed. Didn't really expect to have to be doing this. But if you're, to be honest, it probably work with any bike. Take that off. Yeah, get to where you can take this. This would have a banjo bolt on it and go down to the flexible pipe. So take your banjo off and just try and get fluid to run through, just out of here. Don't try and stick anything up there because you'll damage the cylinder. Just try and get some fluid out. So if you can't do it, then you're going to have to do what I did. Take it off. I used boiling water, and that got rid of all the crystals. You might get away with just wiping it out, but get the boiling water on it, get all the crystals out, and then, like I said, get your airline, get it on the hole, and just gently work it backwards and forwards. I mean, if you can push the cylinder out, fine, but it might be a bastard to get back in. But I mean, that's done. So if you've got a seized master cylinder, especially on a BMW RT, use that method. But like I said, get a little bit of fluid and just trickle the fluid into there, and then you'll be able to see the bubbles coming up like I showed you earlier, and just keep working it backwards and forwards, yeah, until you'll get it to move. But you'll have to, like, probably work it in and it'll stay, and then you get your airline and blow it out, and then do it again, and just keep doing that and doing that and doing that, and then you'll free it up and use the fluid will act as a lubricant. So yeah, hopefully this should help anyone who's got a BMW RT with a seized brake master cylinder.